Today we're going to be taking a look at YouTube ads and what this one ad that has done over 1 million views, how much it cost me in terms of ad cost, how much it made me. We're going to be taking a look at the actual campaign numbers, stats, and if you give me the next 5-10 minutes, you'll be able to see, number one, if YouTube ads are for you, and if so, what does it take to create actual profitable YouTube campaigns? Is it better than Facebook? We'll take a look at all of the stats so that you'll be able to have clarity to really understand what's working today. We're going to take a look at today is this ad that did particularly well. Today it has got about 1.6 million views, and the cost in terms of getting it to 1.6 million views cost me about $53,000. Now we'll talk about what earned views are and conversion rates and conversions. Let's begin with what is this ad? What does it actually do? How does it lead to monetization? Okay, so we're going to take a look at this video over here. So what this video is, it is this 1 minute 52 second video. And it has gotten about 13.4 million impressions, and it has got about 1.6 million views with 106,000 clicks. So we launched this ad in, I think it was 1st of April or May, and I wanted to share with you first of all how to understand these numbers. Okay, as you can see, in order to get 1.6 million views, we spent $53,000, right? $53,000 to get this amount. So we're gonna write these numbers down in a second. But I wanted you to understand what is the big picture of this, because clearly monetization has got nothing to do with the views. Understand that this is an ad, which means that this video right here, this video isn't even listed. It's not a listed video on my channel. It is unlisted, and the reason why it's unlisted is because I don't want people confused when they see this video. This video is only shown to people with specific interests that meets our targeting requirement, and we launched this video on 22nd of May. So what this video is, it is basically an ad inviting people to a webinar, and what I showed in this ad over here was what I did in order to dominate the Traffic Secrets book launch by Russell Brunson. Okay, so I'm not going to play the entire ad, but just to give you guys some context, this webinar, this training was about inviting people to show them what I was doing behind the scenes in terms of the book launch, what I did in order to promote this contest and win this contest. So this ad right here, what we do with ads is, the first thing we must know is, out of the entire amount we spend, how much are we paying per click? Based on the numbers that YouTube is telling me, I got 106,000 clicks, of which was about $53,000, right? So roughly, I am paying approximately $2 per click. So the question is $2 a click worth it? The answer is, it depends how much a click is worth to you. So if a click is worth 50 cents to you, then it's not worth it. If a click is worth $10, then it's worth it. So what does a click do? We always send that click to a sales process, right? So whether it's a free plus shipping, whether it's an application funnel, whether it is a webinar, we must know how much is a click worth. Now, how much a click is worth will largely depend on your sales process. So what was my sales process? I sent people to a webinar. Now, a webinar is a pretty lengthy sales process. What does a webinar look like? In terms of the sales process, understand that this was the YouTube video, and what we did over here is we sent these clicks, which was 53K, and then what's happening is, from 56,000, we got, let's take 1.6 million views, which, by the way, means nothing. And out of 1.6 million views, we got clicks worth 106,000 clicks. Make sense, right? So these are the numbers we're getting. So based on this, what we're doing then is we are sending these clicks to a sales process. Now, your sales process would depend on what it is you want to sell. If you want to sell something that's high ticket, 10,000, 30,000, 50,000, then you might want to send them to an application sales process. If it's a low ticket, free plus shipping, then it could be a free plus shipping sales process. So in our case here, it was a presentation funnel. It was a sales process that's in the form of a webinar. And what does this webinar do? It gets people to register for this training by entering their name and email, right? So you need to understand the sales process first. After they register, it tells them that they are confirmed. They'll need to wait for the webinar to start. Not everyone might wait. And after the webinar countdown timer ends, then they show up for this webinar. And on the webinar, I would give amazing value and I would sell something at the end. So we must know, based on this sales process, how much are we earning per click? Why? Because right now we know how much we are paying per click. If I spent $53,000 and got back 106,000 clicks, how much does it cost me per click? So let's take a look. Let's do some quick math. 53,163 divided by 106,000 clicks. So it cost me 50 cents a click. In fact, yeah, that probably could have done that mentally. So CPC equals 50 cents. Then the next thing is, how much do we know? How much is this sales process earning us? Okay, and the good news is a lot of platforms actually tell you this number straight up if you've got a good platform in place, a good system, a good process. Okay, so we must know how much does it cost us every time somebody goes through this sales process, a visitor on average, right? Which is usually represented by earnings a click. So what if the path to scaling any business is really in understanding these two numbers? How much does it cost you to get a click, and how much does it earn you every time it gets clicked? And what if scaling your business is really all math, and these two numbers are just one of the numbers that is so crucial if you want to build your business on the right foundation, or if you want to scale your business and take it to a whole new level? Because if you could pay a traffic source, so it could be Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, 50 cents, if a click is worth $1, $3, $5 on average, then it's not a question of budget. Then it's just a question of, because knowing you know your numbers, you will be able to confidently scale it and take it to a whole new level. Does that make sense? So let's take a look at the funnel and how much this specific funnel is making on the front end. Okay? And by the way, guys, if you're enjoying this video so far, number one, let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway is. Be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to this channel. These kind of behind the scene videos, I've been creating them quite a bit lately, and if you like these type of videos, let me know as well. Subscribe to the channel if you want to be able to see more videos just like this one. Okay, so let's take a look at the earnings per click and how much this funnel is currently generating. This YouTube video was launched on the 22nd of May, and I'm gonna go back a couple of months, and you can see that if you're utilizing a decent sales process, okay, you'll be able to see that every good sales process will tell you how much is your earnings per click, which represents how much do you actually make when somebody goes through that sales process. Now, because my earnings per click here is $1.48, now what does that tell me? It tells me that they've done all the calculations for you. It tells me that out of 300,000 plus unique visitors, on average, a unique visitor is making me $1.48. So this is, by the way, this is just one funnel that targets people in Asia. Replicate different funnels so I know exactly if it's like from a specific country or specific demographics. I'll know because the earnings per click for Asia as well as US and Europe is significantly different. Okay, so for this example over here, how do they get this number? Okay, it tells me that because I have approximately 323,000 people visiting this page, and based on the sales that I've made on this specific funnel, the system is calculating for me that on average they're worth $1.48. If you want to be able to utilize this same system that I use, I've left the link in the description box below. And what if I've also given you a few different templates done for you so that you'll be able to start building up your own sales process, but most importantly, know your numbers. Because I know that a customer is worth $1.48 every time they land on my page and every time they go through this sales process on the front end. Okay, now what is it important to understand the front end is this. It's important to understand that on the front end, it means that for every $1 I spend, I am immediately getting a 3x ROI over here, which is pretty good. However, what if I told you that the returns isn't just here? Now, what do I mean by that? You see, this webinar, for a person to register for this webinar, for them to check out, understand that a much bigger percentage are people that is clicking on the ad, that is landing on this page, that is giving me their name and email. Now this, can you imagine a lot of people, including yourself, right? You might not buy from somebody that you've just met for the very first time. And can you imagine the ROI over the long run, where perhaps now they're in my list, and if I continue to treat them well, if I continue to give them value and nurture that relationship, somewhere down the line, it could be a month from now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, it could be the fact that they start watching my YouTube videos just like this one. And over the lifetime value, the ROI is going to be way, way higher. So that is why, just based on this one video, I'm always thinking about new creatives, new angles, different hooks. And the reason why we can scale comfortably and the reason why I love YouTube ads is because compared to Facebook ads, a YouTube click sometimes might be slightly higher. It could be lower depending on the market and who it is you're targeting. But what I can say for sure with absolute certainty is that if you are sending people to some sort of long form webinar or presentation, a YouTube audience is way more likely to attend and watch it. Why? Because that's how they like to consume content. Whereas for Facebook, you might get clicks and much cheaper. But guess what? They're just scrolling. Their attention span, it isn't necessarily like YouTube. For them to give you their time, 75 minutes, 90 minutes, is a whole lot less likely. Now, we can talk about that in a different video to talk about Facebook ads versus YouTube ads. In fact, I just did one recently, a couple of weeks ago. I'll leave that video in the, be sure to watch that video. We'll have it as the next video you need to watch. But that's when we did a split test where we spent $10,000 on Facebook ads, $10,000 on YouTube ads on the same exact ad, where we revealed to you what we found and which one was the winner. Okay, so make sure you watch that video. So what can we conclude from here? Is YouTube videos for you in terms of ads? Well, it would be for you if you know how much it costs you per click, if you have a sales process in place, and finally, you know how much is your earnings per click. Because if you know these two numbers, that is when you'll have the confidence as well as the clarity to scale. Back to the initial question. Sounds like a really long-winded answer. I inherited this from my mom. But basically, how much this one video made me? 1.6 million views because it gave me 106,000 clicks. Because the earnings per click is roughly $1.50, $1.48. So it made me roughly $150,000 upfront in terms of revenue, and it cost me $53,000 in order to get these views. I hope this makes sense, but this is how YouTube ads work, and this is literally how you can run profitable YouTube ads. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments below what your biggest takeaway is, and as always, smash the like button. It does help the channel out a little bit, and subscribe to the channel if you want to be able to get more videos just like this one. This is Peng Joon, and I will see you in the next video.